R.T. Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating, and we also have Rinnai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent health care right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's matchup between the Greenbrier West Lady Cavaliers and the Webster County Lady Highlanders. The game is about to get started here in just a few minutes. We're getting ready to play the national anthem, so while we do the national anthem, we're going to have our own national anthem here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. So stay tuned, and we will be back here in just a moment. Alrighty, national anthem has been sung, and first pitch is about ready to be thrown here in just a few minutes. Freshman Lincoln Tolley will be on the rubber again this evening for the Cavaliers. She pitched a scoreless game through 5 innings yesterday, and then had a little bit of a struggle through the 6th and the 7th innings resulted in a comeback for the Mount View Lady Knights. But if Tolly does even just half as good as what she did through 5 innings yesterday, the Cavaliers will be all right this evening. The Highlanders are going to try to see if they have anything else to say about that. Bragg will be on the mound tonight for the Lady Highlanders. So it'll be Bragg versus Tolly on the mound. Keys to the game for the Cavaliers is to get their freshmen and get their underclassmen, get their bats rolling, especially as the postseason comes. Obviously, the Cavaliers, they only have 2 seniors in Brawley Redden and Brooklyn Adkins. So they're going to need their underclassmen to come through, especially when it comes to hits. Eliana Dietz has been dealing with a few errors at the shortstop position. So they've moved Brawley Redden around. I think they're going to have her start at shortstop today instead of second base. So Dietz is going to, hopefully the Cavaliers can get Dietz. She's been batting pretty well. A little bit of a struggle last game in the second round of regionals, but overall has done pretty good batting. So we'll see if that changes and she can get those errors out of her as we head more into this postseason. All right. We are officially underway from Western Greenbrier Middle School, home of the Lady Cavs. Your umpires tonight, this evening. It's going to be Mike Stench, your third play-to-face umpire, over on the left side. David Austin, the first base. And then Wayne Destins is going to be manning it over at home plate. 2 early balls for the freshman. Three balls, no strikes. Bragg will see a hitter's count here. Let's see if she's swinging. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start out this cold, chilly evening. It's currently 46 degrees and nothing but clouds in the area as game time rolls. You could see Tolly there just a few seconds ago getting her hands a little bit dirty, trying to get a good grip on the ball. And that pitch is swung on and a little bit late as Garland gets a little bit behind it. And you're going to see a lot of players, the majority of players, wearing long sleeves here this evening. And that one's going to be cracked in the outfield straight at Kaylin Bevins. Good play made there by Bevins. And that'll be the first out of this ball game and hold Bragg at first base. And Kaylin Bevins celebrating over in left field. Now to bat for the Highlanders is going to be Williams. And Adkins has her caught between first and second. She'll opt to just hold it as Williams watches strike one. And she does go to steal. Little bit in front there is the throw by Adkins. Almost had her. But the advancement will be made for Webster County. So Bragg in scoring position. So add to her stolen base total on the season. And Williams, the catcher now, is going to watch ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Webster County in business, looking to upset the number 2 seed Cavaliers. And that one swung on. It's going to be cracked to the outfield. And a play made by the center fielder, Williams. She tags up. Beautiful throw! Layla Williams, the freshman, she can do it with her bomb sickle bat and she can do it with her arm. What a beautiful throw. And just like that, a double play made there, courtesy of Raynell Medical Center. And that'll do it for the top of the first inning. Cavaliers will get out of the runner in scoring position, and we'll head to the bottom of the first here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Of it somewhere. I think I do. I do here, right here. Righty, and here's the replay. No, that's not that. That was no, you're good. I didn't even realize you were coming out commercial until I looked at it. Alrighty, we're back here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. We're going to show you the advanced hydraulics replay of the pickoff there at second base. As you can see, the throw just a little bit out in front of Bragg as Briley Redden tried to make the tag, but not quite in time. But just one batter later, Layla Williams able to make a beautiful catch out in the center field as Bragg tried to tag up, but not able to make it in time as she got tagged out at third base. So for those of you that missed yesterday's thriller between the Cavaliers and the Lady Knights of Mount View, the Cavaliers were dominating up to the point of the sixth inning. Cavaliers led 7-0 to be exact, and Mount View came and scored 8 straight runs in the sixth inning and ended up upsetting the Cavaliers in 7 innings, 12-8. So a big upset there for the Mount View Lady Knights to put them in the driver's seat. Now, if the Cavaliers do survive the 7-seed Highlanders, they will have to face Mount View again. The good news for the Cavaliers is they are the higher seed. So with them being the higher seed, they will have home seed throughout regionals. So for instance, if the Cavaliers win tonight, they'll have to beat Mount View twice in order to make it to states, as it is double elimination bracket. Outside pitch there to Diana Porter as she watches ball number 1. So Webster County has already lost to Greater Beckley as Diana Porter fouls that pitch off for strike 1 to even it up at 1-1 strike. But the Highlanders already have themselves one loss in the postseason, so they will be eliminated as well as the Cavaliers. That one's going to drop right over the second baseman. And Diana Porter is going to be on base after the third pitch of the game. So now Briley Redden will be up to bat for Greenbrier West. Redden had a near-perfect game from the plate yesterday, scoring nearly every single one of the Cavaliers' 8 runs. She had 5 of that. She's responsible for 5 of the 8 runs yesterday. She came home herself 3 times and also RBI'd twice. Redden cracks that one, but it's going to go well foul as she gets out in front. So she'll be defending here now. No balls, 2 strikes. Redden so far on 75 ABs on the season's batting .573, and she's going to improve that as she cracked that one so hard to left field that Porter was not able to advance to third base, but I don't think the Cavaliers are going to be complaining any at all as they'll get their second hit of the day. So the Cavaliers, 2 batters, 2 hits, and now the catcher, Brooklyn Adkins, up to bat, 57 ABs on the season and a .517 average with a .430 on-base percentage. Just outside there for ball number 1. It's called by the home plate umpire, Wayne Destin. Adkins watches outside there for strike number 1. In yesterday's game for the Cavaliers, as Adkins swings and misses, but that's a pass ball, as it'll make it to the backstop. Both runners will advance into scoring position. Adkins yesterday went 1 for 1 from the plate in her at-bats, as she had several walks, had 2 of them to be exact. So watch ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. She also had herself 2 RBIs and scored a run, so the senior's responsible for 7 of the runs. Adkins cracks that one to center field. Beautiful catch made there by the center fielder. Man, that was an absolute bullet for the first out of the Cavaliers' bottom of the first inning. This will bring up the cleanup hitter, Eliana Dietz. She went 0 for 2 in yesterday's ball game with a couple Ks. She'll choke up just a tad on her bat. She shows bunt. She does get it down, and it's going to go foul. Fortunate enough for the Cavaliers, Porter was pretty close to the bag, so that probably wouldn't have scored her. Dietz watches the pitch outside from Bragg to even it up at 1-1. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. They need Dietz to get on fire. She is one of those underclassmen I mentioned for the Cavaliers. As for the Highlanders, they need to get their bats rolling, keep their good pitching from Bragg. Bragg needs to keep the bats cold for the Cavaliers. Let's see if she's able to do it. That'll draw this count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one cracked. It's going to be to the second baseman. Is she going to have enough time? No, she doesn't. Infield hit for Eliana Dietz. That's going to score 2 as she got underneath the tag. Man, that was really close, but it looked like she was just underneath of it. Might have to see a replay on that one. That was really close, but I believe she made it in just under the tag. Let's check it out on the advanced hydraulics replay. If that stands, it'll be a 2 RBI single for Eliana Dietz. As you can see, the throw comes home, and Redden just got underneath of the tag. Man, a good throw made by Clevenger, but Clevenger not quite able to make it there in time. So the Cavaliers strike first here in the elimination game. Whichever team does go down here will be eliminated. as both teams already have a loss in the postseason. Kellen Bevins will swing and miss there. She yields 2 strikes. Bevins chokes up. Third baseman moves in for the Highlanders. And that one's going to stay fair. And the play is made. Nice throw over by Heinley. And that'll be 2 outs. And this will bring up Gracie Rhodes. Cavaliers need the sophomore to also get rolling. Rhodes in yesterday's game, in her 4 plate appearances, had 1 hit. So she was making good contact with the ball, but was only able to result in 1 hit. Pitches away. That's going to be right down the middle for strike 1 to even this up. This is the part of the lineup, too, where it's very important for the Cavaliers to come away with 2 out hits. That's going to be an error as Rhodes able to beat it out. That's going to make it past the first baseman. That'll score Dietz. And Rhodes' good awareness as she rounded first base. Rhodes had to be careful to make sure she got back on first base there. And that scores Eliana Dietz. So another RBI for the Cavaliers on the season. Is now Jenna Hunter for the Cavaliers. That was Rhodes' 17th RBI of the season. Hunter crushes that one over. It's fair. Good cut off there by the left fielder. Throws made over, but not enough in time as Gracie Rhodes is way too fast, and that'll put runners on the corners. This is exactly what the Cavaliers needed and what they want to see. Three straight hits for the underclassmen. Well, let me take that back. 2 hits and an error, but still nonetheless, the underclassmen putting the ball on the ground, which is what matters. And we're going to have a courtesy runner. That'll be Layla Williams. So the Cavs already with 4 hits in this ball game. And Emma Edens will be up to bat now for West. So early pressure here on the pitcher, Bragg. We have a substitution. As the home plate umpire, Wayne Destin lets everyone know that Williams is coming in for Hunter as the pinch runner. And we're back to ball. Bunt showed by Edens. That's going to advance Williams over to second base. So a hit for Edens will bring in both runs if she can get it out of the outfield. Let's see if she can do it. Plenty of speed on the bases. Williams, that one's going to stay in the infield. Cleanly played at third base. The throw was a little bit offline, but right at the first baseline, and Edens gets tagged out for the 3rd out of the first inning. So we'll head to the top of the second here. Cavaliers lead 3-0. all the different cameras that are there. They're able to see all the different angles. Alrighty, we're back. As you can see, aerial coverage brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. As the Cavaliers make the throw down to Briley Redden there at second base, and we are ready to start the top of the second inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Highlanders. Travis Harris and Clevenger will be up to bat for Webster County. Home plate umpire tells her to back out. Looks like he's going to clean it off a little bit before, and that's exactly what he does. Pitch is going to be low there for ball one. Wide gap here for Travis. Ooh, she watches that strike one. She wanted to take a bite at that one, but chooses to keep the bat on her shoulders. And that's exactly where Tolly wants to leave it. Pitches away. Swing and a miss. Travis way too late there on that fastball from Tolly. Tolly was working with that fastball through the first 5 yesterday and was getting a bunch of swing and misses. Ended up with 12 strikeouts in yesterday's game and called strike 3 on the inside corner. And that'll be the first out of this top of the second inning and bring up Harris. Let's see if the shortstop can make any damage happen, and she won't. Just missed a hit by a few inches there as it hugged the chalk, but wasn't able to stay fair just to the left of it. Plenty of a gap to center for Harris. See if she could place hit this. 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders need to get themselves some pressure put on the freshman early. But Tolly has been on a roll ever since her first batter that she walked. She put on a little bit of dirt on her hand to get some grip, and that grip has definitely helped her. She's retired 4 since then. And now she's 1 strike away from getting a 5th one. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Harris. So for those of you just tuning in, welcome in. This is the 2-seeded Greenbrier West Cavaliers in Region 3 and the 7-seeded Webster County Highlanders. This is an elimination game, so whichever team falls in this game, their season will be finished. Cavaliers lost in a heartbreaker last night to the Mount View Lady Knights. And they're, as of right now, in the driver's seat in the region, as they are the one team without a loss. And it is double elimination, so whichever team wins this evening will have to beat the Lady Knights 2 times in a row in order to make it to states. Although that is a tall task, it is very possible, especially with the type of game that we watched yesterday. That's going to be cracked. It will make it just out of play. Outside the fence and over the head of Emma Edens at first base. So Harris working the count here. She's going to see her 7th pitch of the at-bat. Harris definitely aware of the situation. Outside pitch, and that's going to be the 2nd walk of this game. So 2 batters have reached so far. for the Highlanders. The leadoff batter, Bragg, to start the game. And now Harris. And it'll be Clevenger up to bat now. The first baseman swings and misses for strike one. Bradley Redden goes to cover second. And as you could see, most players wearing hoodies, long sleeve shirts this evening. It is a chilly 47 degrees here in Rupert, Crawley, whatever you want to call it. And man, it is definitely long sleeve hoodie weather. Pitches away from Tolley. And that one is swung on and off the top of the bat head. And it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes, and defending will be Clevenger. And that one swung on, and another one off the same part of the bat as the last one went off. But that time kept her bat head a little bit more level. Making some good contact to the Highlanders, but can they put it in play? Pitches upstairs and outside for ball number 2. So evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders would not be mad to get another batter walked on. And that one's just upstairs. And that'll miss. So she works the count full. As Clevenger 1 ball away from getting on base. Let's see if it happens. Tolley put her away. And she will. Another strikeout for the freshman. And that's 2 outs in the top of the second inning. And this will bring up Marsh. The center fielder will see her first plate appearance on the day. And that one's cracked right at Eliana Dietz. And that's going to do it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good efficiency there for Lakin Tolley. And so far on the day, she's cleared off 2 innings. So far, Lakin Tolley is up to 30 pitches, so good job. 15 averages out to 15 pitches each inning. 16 of those have been strikes, so pretty even. 14 balls, 16 strikes on Tolley. She's got herself 3 strikeouts on the evening as well. So we're going to keep it here instead of heading to break for now as we go to the bottom of the second. Webster County has yet to get a hit on the board, and the Cavaliers would love to be able to get out of this cold as soon as possible, and their pitcher would love to help herself out with it. Lakin Tolley is going to be the first batter up. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Greenbrier West. Tolley, Porter, and Redden. And as you can see there, the home plate umpire, Wayne Destin, comes over to clear off the plate, get things ready. And we're back to ball here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. That one swung on, absolutely ripped by Lakin Tolley. She got a great piece of that ball, and that'll be the 5th hit of the day for Greenbrier West. All right, back up to the top of the lineup, Diana Porter up to bat for the Cavaliers. Porter so far 1 for 1 on the day as she watches ball 1. Tolley not a huge threat to take off, but anything could happen when you get a pass ball. Call ball 2. as the catcher Williams threatens to throw over to first. She does try to go over there. Clevenger's ready for it. Pitches away. Porter gets a crack at that one. It's going to go to shallow center, and the play will be made. Good play there by Marsh to set down the first runner for the Cavaliers in the bottom of this second. And now Briley Redden up to bat for Greenbrier West. Redden and Porter both started out with hits in the first inning for the Cavaliers. Outside, called ball one. Head coach Steve Fields for West calls out the orders. Pitches away. Swung on and cracked, but she got out in front of it as Redden. So 1-1 Cavaliers so far on the day putting the pressure on Bragg. So far got 5 hits and just 4 getting out 4 times of work for the Cavaliers. So averaging more hits than they have outs. You're definitely not going to complain if you're Greenbrier West. But they want to see those insurance runs, especially after yesterday's game. Bragg pitches inside, called strike number 2. So count is evened up, and Redden will be defending here. And if Redden hits one, it's going to be hit hard, so the Highlanders need to be ready, especially their infield. Outside, ball 3. So another full count for Bragg. As the American flag is waving here at Lady Cavalier Field. And Redden cracks that one. It's going to go foul. Just foul, might add. We've had several balls hug the line over in the chalk at the infield. But so far, the only one to stay fair was that Rhodes hit early. Second, that's ball, and it'll be ball 4. So although the ball hit the leg of Lake and Tolly, it doesn't matter. She's there safely. So Cavaliers in business again with another runner in scoring position. With Brooklyn Adkins up to the plate. She's 0 for 1 on the day so far. Steve Fields gives out the commands. Adkins cracks that one on the ground. It's going to roll up. Oh, Tolly forgot that there was a force there at third base. So that's going to be the second out of the bottom of the second. So Adkins will get to first base and reach again. So it'll add at least a little bit of speed, a little bit more speed on the base pads. And now Eliana Dietz, the cleanup hitter, will be up for West. She gets on top of that one for strike 1. Dietz. That one's going to be well in the dirt. As the catcher Williams tries to do everything she can and is trying to do everything she can to hold Redden at second base. Pitches away. Inside, called strike. Defending again will be Dietz. She had herself a nice RBI, 2 RBI hit her last time up at the plate. pitches away, swung on and missed there. And that'll do it. So 3 outs. Eliana Dietz, strikeout victim for Bragg. And we'll head to the top of the third inning. Cavaliers lead 3-0.
RT Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating, and we also have Renai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Alrighty, welcome back. Cavaliers lead 3-0 here at the top of the third inning. As you can see, aerial coverage brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. Cavaliers doing a good job getting runners on base. They've got 5 hits so far on the young evening. Despite the chilly conditions, Cavaliers doing a good job at getting on the base pads. And Lincoln Tolley doing a good job keeping the Highlanders off of it. As for the Highlanders, they're going to have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. It'll be Heinley, Rude, and then Varney to start things for the Highlanders. They're looking to get themselves their first hit of the game. Let's see if they can do it. Tolley so far, she's faced two innings, no hits, no runs allowed, 2 walks, and has struck out 2. She'll deliver the first ball over to Heinley. All right. Top of the third inning. We are underway. Let's go. Tolley pitches away. Swung on just off the tip of the bat. And thank goodness I will say it once again for the fence, or else we wouldn't have a face up here in the press box. Heinley, another one off the tip of her bat. She's hustling over to first base. She's not going to make it. Good job there by Emma Edens, the first baseman, and Eliana Dietz, the second baseman, for the first out of the top of the third inning. Now for the 9-hole hitter, Rude. Natalie Rude watches at strike number 1. This is a huge thing that you will like to see out of your pitcher as well for the Cavaliers. Not only Tolley being a freshman, but despite the tough loss that they took yesterday, she has come out against the Highlanders and has pitched a perfect game. Despite the 2 walks, not allowing a single base runner, and she has yet to allow a hit and is now up 1-2 against Natalie Rude. And she'll strike her out on 4 pitches, and she sits down the first 2 batters to take down the the bottom of the order. So now she'll face her rubber opponent as Bragg comes up to bat. Now, I apologize. This is a pinch hitter coming up. This is a pinch hitter coming up for the Highlanders. It is Dowdle. So she'll pinch hit for Webster County. Seeing if she can make some damage happen here with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Cut into this 3-0 Cavaliers lead. She'll watch ball number 1 as it goes just outside. Swung on and missed. Heater working here for Lake and Tully. She's able to get that one into the catcher's mitt of Brooklyn Adkins before the swing is even started for Dowdle. Let's see if Dowdle can time it up. That'll be strike 2 on the outside corner. So now backed up as Dowdle. She'll be swinging at anything close. Outside, called ball 2. Big pitch here for the Highlanders. And swung on by Dowdle, cleanly fielded by Porter, and right into the chest of Emma Edens, and that'll do it for the top of the 3rd. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Cavaliers still leading 3-0. Perfect game so far from Lake and Tully.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Assuming they're out of it already. Welcome back here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. Bottom of the 3rd inning is about ready to begin as Kaylin Bevins is up to bat for Greenbrier West. Bevins is 0 for 1 so far to start out the day. She's going to look to see if she can change that. Bragg on the day has 2 innings pitched, has allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. She's also got herself a strikeout as well. That'll be ball number 1 as Kaylin Bevins gets a ball thrown nearly right at her face. Good wake-up call for Bevins. And that one in the exact opposite location, high and away for ball 2. Bragg swung on very late. As that ball after it was foul tipped at the very front of the plate. And you could see the home plate umpire trying to get the dirt settled, as it was perfectly cracked up right in front of the home plate. As you could see him right there trying to fix it. 2-1 count. Swung on. That one's going to make it to center field. Seeing high single for Kaylin Bevins. And she'll get her first hit of the night. So the Cavaliers with a runner on first base. And this is going to bring up Gracie Rhodes. Rhodes to start out this game so far. She is 1 for 1. Scored and was also able to rip an RBI as well. Rhodes absolutely cracks that one. It's going to get away from the center fielder and hit the gap. This will score at least one. Rhodes, she's going to have herself a triple. And speaking of tripping, Kaylin Bevins eats more dirt for the second game in a row. Lord have mercy, Kaylin Bevins, the first thing she's going to have to learn this offseason is how to dive head first because she eats dust again at home plate. My goodness. Nonetheless, Cavaliers do damage and get the job done as Gracie Rhodes strikes with a triple. So the Cavaliers lead 4-0, and that'll be their 6th hit of this ball game. Now, Jenna Hunter, anything outside of this infield, even anything in this infield, to be honest with you, will score Rhodes as long as it's not caught. As Rhodes is the speediest Cavalier on this team. That one swung on and foul tipped there by Hunter. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter on the day is 1 for 1. Had that nice ball early in the first inning that just hugged the line. Inside pitch called ball 2. Underclassmen definitely coming through for Greenbrier West in today's ball game. Doing a great job putting the pressure. So, Hunter in the driver's seat now. 3 balls, 1 strike. She is a threat to crack one over the fence. She cracks it, but it's going to stay on the ground. And it'll be full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. So anything close for Hunter. Pitches away from Bragg. And that just tipped. My goodness. I don't know how she even tipped that pitch right there. The changeup from Bragg. You couldn't even hear that the ball was foul tipped. You're only able to see it. Hunter fouls off 3 straight. She's going to run up this pitch count on Bragg. And that's going to be outside, so she'll yield to Jenna Hunter. And that'll put runners on the corners for Emma Edens. Oh for 1 on the day is Edens. On the way is Enid. She cracks it. And it's going to drop. The left fielder not able to make the play. Hunter. Enough speed. She's able to make it as Hunter dives down and able to get into second base safely. So the Cavaliers get a single and also another runner in scoring position. So there'll be runners on first and second with the pitcher Lake and Tully up to bat. And the Cavaliers strike again for run number 5. Swung on and missed from Tully for strike 1. Tully, I do not know how that didn't miss the inside of her elbow. Just underneath of it to even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tully, another one of those underclassmen, also 1 for 1 on the day. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. So the Cavaliers no outs right now in this 3rd inning, and they are making some damage happen. That pitch not even close. It's going to advance Hunter as she does everything she can to stay on third base. Almost slid off of it as her momentum was pulling her off the bag. But she's able to stay on, and that'll advance runners to 2nd and 3rd. Webster County in danger right now. As Tully pops that one up in the infield, catch is not made. Oh, play made over there on the outside as the pitcher made contact with the pitcher Bragg. And man, oh man, that was a hard hit there and a collision between Tully and Bragg. No ill intent meant on either side, but as Tully was trying to run, she got hit on the side with the tag. We'll check it out here on the replay. It looks like whenever Bragg was trying to make the tag, her momentum was bringing her forward and off the knee of Tully. But since the ball was not in her hand at the time of the tag being made and she couldn't control it, Tully will be safe at first base. So there will be runners on the corners for the Cavaliers. Score is 6-0. And we're already back up to the top of the lineup. So the Cavaliers definitely trying to redeem themselves after the tough loss they took yesterday at the hands of the Lady Knights. As they're adding on to their hits on the day. Curious to see what they decide to, if they decide to award that hit for Tully, or if they end up putting that as an error. Let me check on Game Changer real fast to see what. Haven't seen anything yet. As of right now, no hits or errors have been allowed, but it will be one of the two. And we're going to have a pitching substitution here for the Highlanders. There is no number that I can see, but as soon as we get information on the pitching change, I will let you guys know. So, if that is the it for the day for Bragg, she pitched 2 innings on 64 pitches. She allowed 10 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. So, the chilly evening proved to not be the greatest day for Bragg. She just wasn't quite able to get a good handle on the ball this evening. Now the new pitcher coming in. Almost, it looked like with a sidearm approach to start her lineup, and then it finishes towards the inner part of her leg. Quite frankly, I don't know how she's able to avoid hitting it off the side of her leg from the delivery. Man, that might end up causing some confusion for the Cavaliers as they try to figure out exactly where the pitch is going to be delivered. Still no information yet on the pitching change. And it is ruled a hit. So the Cavaliers do get their 10th hit of the ball game. It is not ruled an error on Webster County, which I didn't believe it was going to be, as it was just a collision made, and the pitcher Bragg did her best to try to hold on to it. And it looks like we're about ready to get back to action. Unfortunate news, though, for the Highlanders is the Cavaliers are back up to the top of their lineup again. So Porter is ready to bat, and it'll be Briley Redden on deck for Greenbrier West. So far the keys to the game have been more than enough for Greenbrier West. All right, Diana Porter, she'll slightly choke up on her at bat, as you can see her there on the backstop camera. And Wayne Destin, the home plate umpire, rules that we are back to ball. I couldn't tell you what that was. He's going to rule it a foul ball. I think that hit the inside part of her hand, but it was still part of the bat, or ruled part of the bat anyway. So that'll be strike one on Diana Porter. Pitches away upstairs for ball one. So back to business. Cavaliers have runners on the corners. Score 6-0. Pitches away. Oh, and it's going to hit the back of Porter. And bases are juiced now for Greenbrier West. All right. It is Natalie Rude. We saw her bat in the 9th hole over in the first. So Rude now is the new batter for the Highlanders. Rude, the pitch is away upstairs. Rude feeling the pressure here. And if you're coming into a ball game, it's really tough whenever you're facing a player like Briley Redden. And Briley Redden is going to have herself a 2 RBI hit as Lakin Tolley comes in to score. Beautiful hitting here for the Cavaliers as the senior ace, Briley Redden, who's usually the ace on the mound, now an ace at the plate. Cavaliers trying to hit that run rule in the 4th inning. Adkins. Low pitch called, ball one. Cavaliers doing a lot of this work too, with no outs as well. Still yet to record the first out of this top of the 3rd inning. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Caleb Bevins or Gracie Rhodes to start out this inning. So the Cavaliers moving along with this game and putting on the hits as they record the 10th one of the day. Or excuse me, the 11th hit of the day. Pitches away. Oh, Brooklyn Adkins wanted every bit of that ball. She got a little bit too excited there. She swings and misses for strike number one. And that one's going to hit Adkins' back. So another hit by pitch for the Highlanders. And bases are juiced now, still with no outs. Eliana Dietz, the cleanup hitter. Would love to clean the bases clear here for the Cavaliers. One of the few things that Dietz has yet to accomplish this season is a home run. This would be a great time to do it. Inside pitch called ball one. Rude, the pitch is away. Way too far down, that'll be ball two. Rude right now struggling to get those pitches inside of the strike zone. As of right now, mostly everything is inside and a little bit low. And there she goes. She finds it. Strike one. So 2 balls and a strike. So Cavs in control of this game so far, but they were in control of yesterday's game against the Knights as well. And that one's going to be a pass ball to the backstop. But a good play made there by Williams. Able to prevent the speedy Porter from scoring at third base. But it's 3 balls and 1 strike on Dietz. And if she walks, it'll score a run. And it will score a run. And the Cavaliers, the score will now be 9-0. All right, Bevan's up for the Cavs. We got some laughing over on the Greenbrier West dugout side of things. That one's going to be in the dirt. Redden will stay over. Rude trying to get herself in the strike zone right now. As soon as she can get her pitches straightened out. Pitches away. And that one does find the strike zone, inside corner. Rude evens it up against Kaylin Bevins at 1 ball, 1 strike. And Bevins' 2 plate appearances. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Inside and finding the backstop, Redden comes home, and Redden scores. So that will unload the bases for the Cavaliers, and they hit double digits as they score 10 now. So the Cavaliers, on a few pass balls and walks, are threatening big time to end this ball game early. Inside, that'll be ball 3. Another advantage count for the Cavaliers. Webster County in danger of having the bases loaded against them again. Let's see if Rude has anything else to say about it. She does not. It'll be ball 3. Bases loaded again. Positive situation for the Highlanders, if they have anything to look for it, is they have a force at any base. And you never know what kind of crazy plays can come whenever the bases are loaded and having that force. But still no outs for the Cavaliers, as Rude will pitch a ball upstairs for ball 1. Gracie Rhodes would love to get herself a crack here in this plate appearance. 2-0 is the count currently on her. That one's going to make it out as the pitch was thrown out, and that'll score Brooklyn Adkins. So another advancement for the Cavs. So 2 balls, no strikes. Cavaliers lead 11-0 now. Gracie Rhodes currently 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Dietz chooses to stay there. And the Cavaliers looking like, unless if something drastic changes, looking like it's going to be a pass ball, somebody come in and then just fill up the first base again. Let's see if it happens. That's exactly what happens. The pitch lands about 2 feet in front of home plate. So the fastest runner on the Cavaliers will reach, as Jenna Hunter will come up for the Cavs. She's 1 for 1 on the day. She's got a hit and a walk in her 2 plate appearances. That pitch is going to be upstairs for ball 1. Jenna Hunter. And she's going to be hit by the pitch. So that'll be another run scoring for the Cavaliers. Man, oh man. Natalie Rude having some trouble right now finding the strike zone, as that'll bring Eliana Dietz home. So far for the Cavaliers, Hunter on first, Rhodes on second, and Kaylin Bevins over on third. Emma Edens up to bat now. Edens watches ball one as it's about a foot above the strike zone. Edens on the day is 1 for 2 so far. She's got herself a hit. She scored herself and also has an RBI. Pitches away. Upstairs again for ball 2. Webster County trying to gather themselves right now and get a few outs here. And Edens will swing. That's going to score at least 2. No, excuse me. They're going to hold Rhodes there. At third base, she had more than enough speed, but Coach Steve Fields opted to keep the pressure on the Highlanders, which there's definitely been plenty throughout this game, but respect the decision to make sure you keep it at no outs. So that'll be the 12th hit of the game for the Cavaliers. And now the Cavaliers bring in the 14th run of the game as the pitcher, Lakin Tully, gets hit. So, man, this is a walk hit by pitch fest right now. Cavaliers have only scored one of these runs since Root has come in from hits. Everything else has been scored from hit by pitch and walks. An inside pitch called for strike 1. So back up again to the top of the lineup. Diana Porter's already been up to the plate once this inning, and she's going to get called strike 2 as she watches again. So Natalie Rude's starting to find the strike zone. Porter so far on her plate appearances, she's 1 for 2 on the day, and she scored twice. And swing and a miss for strike 3. A pitch well inside the zone. So Rude has herself a strikeout, and that'll be the first out of this bottom of the third. And now Briley Redden, of course, a danger at any point to make something happen. She's 2 for 2 on the day, with 2 hits and a walk. She's also got herself 2 RBIs. A bases clearing situation here for the Cavs would be pretty daggone nice. That'll be another ball upstairs. Rude right now just having a little bit of trouble trying to be consistent with her strike zone. Pitches away. Inside, another one. She hasn't missed 2 any on the outside part of the strike zone, but that one about 3 inches and towards Redden. So 2 balls, no strikes. Bases stay loaded. One of the few bright sides for the Highlanders is they do have an out at least. Redden cracks that one to the outfield. Straight to the center fielder. And Hunter decided not to tag up. Probably should have. And that's going to be 2 outs. And that'll bring up Brooklyn Adkins. So 2 for 3 on the day will go Redden. And now Adkins, who is 0 for 2 on the day. So bases stay loaded. Lake and Tolly on first base. Emma Edens on second. And Hunter on third. Pitches away. Called ball inside. And Hunter makes it back safely. So 2 balls, no strikes on Brooklyn Adkins. As Natalie Rude starting to find the strike zone a little bit more now. That'll be a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Finding it better, though, over these last couple batters. She was able to retire Redden. And also strike out Diana Porter. So maybe that's what she needed to do, was face the top heavy part of this lineup. And now the count is evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe that's what Rude needed, was for her to face the more seasoned veterans and the stronger part of this lineup for the Cavaliers. She's doing good work with the number 1 and 2 hitters. Can she take out the catcher? Inside, and she foul. Somehow it goes foul. As the Cavaliers are swinging at pretty much anything close right now. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Adkins as she chokes up on her bat. Rude on the rubber, delivers the pitch. Inside, somehow avoided. And that'll be a full count now for Brooklyn Adkins. And if you're just tuning in, yes, the score right now is 14-0. 2 outs right now in the bottom of the 3rd. And that'll be another walk. So Hunter comes home for the Cavaliers. And the cleanup hitter, Eliana Dietz, will be on. So on first base is Adkins. Second is Lakin Tolley. And then over on third is Emma Edens. That pitch looks like whenever Rude is starting her lineup, when I was mentioning her whenever she was warming up, it looks like her hand hits the outside part of her thigh, causing the pitch to go in a different direction. Oh, nearly the play made there by Williams. She tried to dive and get the final out. Not quite able to make the play. That'll even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Cavaliers have more runs than they do hits. You don't see that very often. And that pitch well upstairs. That'll easily score Edens as she gets down and dirty. And Adkins and Tolley advance over to second and third. Home plate umpire Wayne Destin will call time as he cleans out the home plate. All right, home plate umpire calls 2 balls, 1 strike, and play resumes. Pitches away. Eliana Dietz well behind that pitch. Looked like she was a little bit anxious to hit that pitch as it was right down the middle. But a good job by Rude, able to get it past her. Dietz will be defending. And that ball's going to be low for ball number 3. Dietz on the day so far. She's 1 for 2. She's walked once, hit once, struck out once, and she scored 3, so she has 3 ribbies on the day. And that, I couldn't tell if that hit her back or not, but regardless, it's going to be another walk. So the Cavaliers once again reload the bases for Kaylin Bevins. Bevins 1 for 2 on the day with a hit and a walk. Another pitch low and in the dirt. So the Cavaliers are back to the same situation they've been for most of this 3rd inning, which is Walker hit by pitch, scores a run. And it looks like Coach Steve Fields is telling them anything close, just go ahead and swing at it, as that one would have been more than likely in towards her hands. I like the sportsmanship there from the Cavaliers. Pitches away. That one well inside. Tully will opt to stay at third base. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitches away. Outside, ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike on Bevins. She'll definitely be swinging at anything close, as her coach told her to, and that one is going to go foul, so full count here at 3-2. Highlanders have a chance to get themselves out of this nightmare of a third inning. So far in this third inning, they have allowed 13 runs. It was a 3-0 ball game coming into it, and the Cavaliers have absolutely exploded. And this will be another walk for West. So Tully will come home. So now the score is 17-zip. This was definitely a much-needed game for the Cavaliers, though, following yesterday's game. And now Gracie Rhodes, who started out this inning, is back up to bat for the 3rd time in just this inning. 2 for 2 on the day for Rhodes and a walk. So watch ball 1 upstairs. But the way this has gone so far, wouldn't be surprised if the Cavaliers tried to go outside the zone and try to put something up in play. That went well upstairs for ball number 2. Coach Fields telling him, all right, let's swing anything close. Even if it's a little bit outside the zone, let's swing at it. And that one, you got to be kidding, it goes foul. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen that in a long time. She's going to be safe. Oh, my goodness. A pitch outside the zone hits foul off of her bat, and it went fair. You got to be kidding me. Oh, my goodness. What an absolute... oh, my gosh. Look at that. On the advanced hydraulics replay, it hit the bat. Rhodes had no clue that it went fair. And after she noticed it, thankfully she's the fastest player on the team, able to make it to first in plenty of time. But my goodness, that will be the craziest hit of Rhodes' career. Oh my goodness. What in the world did we just watch? And that's exactly why you follow the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network right there, because you never know what type of stuff you're going to see on these ball games. Man, oh man. Well, what a hit there from Gracie Rhodes. A good at bat from the young lady. Normally they tell you to put your bat down a little bit. Wow. Just wow. I have nothing else left to say. And it looks like they're going to keep Rude in here for now. I thought they were going to bring in the second baseman to pitch for Rude, but they're going to keep her out there for now. Pitches away and nearly hit the leg of Jenna Dorsey. I'm convinced that Kaylin Bevins just likes to get dirty because she slid back into second base for no reason at all. Not even a soul around her. You just love to see kids having as much fun as she does. So now 2 balls, no strikes on Hunter. Pitches away. That one in the zone. Oh, she finds the hole. Jenna Hunter able to get herself an RBI single to add to the day. And that'll be hit number 14 for the Cavaliers. And this will bring up Emma Edens. Telling you what, the Cavaliers getting some good batting practice out of this game, if anything else. The game has to go, though. If I hear otherwise, I will let you guys know. The game has to go to at least the fourth inning. So no matter what the score is, it's going to keep going unless if something happens. Another one gets to the backstop. Right now, runners for the Cavaliers on the base pads. It's Hunter over on first base, which she has already scored once in this inning, as well as Gracie Rhodes on second, and then Bevins over on third base. Eden's on the day, 2 for 3. Ball's on the outside corner. It's going to stay outside for ball number 2. Cavaliers, their next run scored will be run number 20. Let's see if they hit it. And that'll be it. That'll be run number 20 for the Cavaliers here in the third inning. And so Ella Berry, they're going to bring up one of the junior varsity players for the Cavaliers, and she's going to get an at-bat. She pinch ran in yesterday's game. So number 4, Ella Berry, up to bat now for the Cavaliers. She didn't get any at-bats in yesterday's game, though, so it's good to see her getting one in this evening's contest. All right, looks like we're having a little bit of a conference here. Wayne Destin, home plate umpire, getting things ready to roll, and we are back to ball. So base is still loaded here for the Cavaliers, as it's felt like for the past 30 minutes. As it'll be ball 1. Pitches away. That one outside, and nearly the same thing that happened to Rhodes also happened to Berry, but it just avoided her bat. So 2 balls, no strikes. Plenty of a gap over where Hunter is standing. And Berry now 3 balls, no strikes. Man, Rude trying anything she can to try to get a ball in the zone that the Cavaliers will put into play. And there she goes. She finds the strike zone on that pitch. Let's see if Rude delivers a pitch exactly like she just did. And she will. Outside corner. And all of a sudden we're full. And Coach Fields telling Berry, if you can hit it, swing at it. And called strike 3 right down the middle. So finally the nightmare ends. 17-run bottom of the third inning to, we'll say, take out a little bit of frustration after yesterday's game. And so Greenbrier West leads. And we'll head to the top of the fourth inning here at Western Greenbrier Middle School.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
All right, welcome back to the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. We have a new pitcher on the mound, on the rubber for the Cavaliers. It'll be Emma Edens, who's been playing first base. She'll be on there for the Cavs. But a great last inning for the Cavaliers, tacking on 17 runs, drawing their lead from 3 to 20. As the coaches over here towards the side, as you can see our beautiful aerial view of Western Greenbrier Middle School, brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. You can see the head coach for the Cavaliers and Highlanders both discussing, and they break up the discussion as they make sure they have everything settled and ready to go. Here in just a few minutes, we'll get this game back underway. So far up to this point, Highlanders have yet to been able to get themselves a hit. Cavaliers pretty much flawless all the way around. They have more runs than they do hits. All right, and we just got word as well. We were trying to figure out what the run rule is for these games because it's different rules than the playoffs. So normally it's 8 runs after 3 innings, but in the playoffs it's 8 runs after 5 innings. So unless if the Highlanders can score 8 runs in the next 2 innings, the game will be over. But the Highlanders have to go through all the way to the 5th in the game. So let's see what ends up happening as Edens delivers. 1 ball and a strike. Wide open gap here. The center field, that one's going to be cracked over to Gracie Rhodes. Plenty of time to make it over. And she's going to take care of the first batter of the inning. So 3 pitches, 1 out. And now Clevenger, the first baseman, up to bat, as Harris was just retired. Clevenger 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Edens outside for ball number 1. If anything, though, this game is definitely good to pay attention to, especially as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. This is really, really big for the Cavaliers to be able to get their underclassmen going, not only seeing the strike zone, but also being able to deliver some hits to the outfield, as they've got 14 of them in this ball game. Eden's a little bit wild here. She's facing a favorable hitter's count at 3 balls, no strikes. And she's going to get a 4-pitch walk as the Highlanders now have a runner on. And so the center fielder, Marsh, now will be up for the Highlanders. Marsh also 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And the runner will take off. She tests Atkins. And, man, that one was close. It looked like her foot got down just before the tag was applied. Man, if I was her, I would have definitely got down. That was really, really, really close. But nonetheless, she makes it in safely according to the third base umpire, Mike Stentz. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes as Edens delivers another one inside the strike zone. Cavaliers still yet to allow a hit in this ballgame. And Edens Looked like she was going to throw to second base there for a second as she checked herself. And that will allow the runner to advance over to third. But the Cavaliers are more concerned about outs than they are runs now. Plenty of insurance runs for Greenbrier West. And now Harris up to bat for the Highlanders. As you can see that beautiful aerial view right there of the pitcher Edens. Also Harris the batter, and that one's going to hit her outside calf. And she throws it over towards her home dugout, which she thought was her home dugout. Right now, she realizes she's, oh no, I'm at Western Greenbrier right now, not at Webster County. Threw it to the wrong dugout. Right, Clevenger versus Edens here. Outside pitch called ball number 1. So for a good start to this ball game for Edens, able to get herself 2 outs. Now she's just trying to avoid allowing any runs to the Highlanders and keep it a perfect game for Greenbrier West. Edens. That one swung on, and Edens another good play, and that'll be another out for West. Still hitless are the Highlanders, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th here in just a second. But first, we're going to check out this replay brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. You can see the throw made over from Adkins. Let's see if she was safe or not. And good call there, and that's why I'm not an umpire here from the press box. You could see I still would have liked her to have got down, but she made it just in time. Man, oh man, that was closer on the second look. You're not going to get much better of a look that. Actually, you won't get a better look at that if you're in high school. That is, unless if you're watching the Greenbrier Valley channel. So make sure you drop us a follow over on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you star us on the Discovery page if you're watching on Roku. So that way you never miss any of our live streams. In the meantime, though, we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th with the Cavaliers absolutely dominating the Highlanders right now. And Natalie Rude is going to stay on the rubber for the Highlanders. She was able to find the strike zone a little bit more. Her coach seemingly looked like she got a little bit frustrated and thought she was going to bring in Heinley, who currently is playing over at second base. But she chooses to keep Rude in. So far, Rude on the day. She's got 1 inning pitch. She's allowed 4 hits, 12 earned runs, 6 walks, and she struck out a couple as well. All of that on 69 pitches. And out of those 69 pitches, 47 of those are balls, 22 are strikes. We'll see what they could come up here. It looks like the Cavaliers once again are back up to the top of the lineup. It seems like every time we start a new inning, they're already back up to the top of the lineup. This will be the bottom of the 4th inning here. So it will be Porter, Redden, and Adkins up to bat for Greenbrier West here. Start out this bottom of the 4th. And for those of you just tuning in and didn't hear my explanation at the top of the 4th, the game in the playoffs, usually it is 8 runs if you have an 8-run lead after 3 innings, but that is not the case in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you have to go at least 5 innings and have a lead of 8 runs. So if the Cavaliers have that lead after the top of the 5th inning, we will have one more inning of play here. As you can see, Rude there on the drone shot. You can see her warming up and getting ready for this bottom of the 4th. She readies to face the top of the lineup for Greenbrier West. Telling you what, you can't get much better softball, though. The only thing that we could really ask to make this better is, of course, a little bit nicer weather, as it is a little bit chilly, but also thank you so much for all the compliments, everybody in the live stream complimenting us and all the hard work that is put in by our producer, Harry Vance, making sure that the camera work goes into these things. He's got multiple PTZ cameras up, as well as the outfield camera shot over there in right field where Mr. Joe Sharp is. I got the easy job in running my mouth. They do the hard job. And that pitch is going to be about 3 foot above Diana Porter for ball number 1 to start out this inning. We'll see if Rude is able to get herself inside of the strike zone. That was a good pitch there from Rude. I believe that hit off the butt of Porter's bat on the very end of the nub, as it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike now. Pitches away from Rude. Rude's starting to find the zone a little bit better. That pitch was much closer. Could have been called a strike, but just a tad bit inside. Rude. Upstairs again. Catcher tried to get a hold of it, was Williams. Porter on the evening is so far 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a hit. And upstairs, and she'll reach again. So that will be walk number 7. That'll be walk number 7. Is Briley Redden, who is 2 for 3 on the day. She's got 2 hits, a walk. And that'll be an out on Diana Porter. I'm guessing that was intentional. So Diana Porter took off early from first base. So that'll be the first out of the inning. You have to tag up if you're in softball. You're not allowed to just leave early. I have a feeling Briley Redden might do the exact same thing and leave off early. Let's see what she does. So, Brooklyn Adkins now up to bat. And she also will take off early. Yep, and that's it. And that is exactly what the Cavaliers are doing. So, the coaches for the Cavaliers just telling them to take off early, so that way they get off the bags, and that way they can get out of the game early. Adkins swings at that one. It goes foul. So, no balls and 1 strike. So, pretty much at this point in the ball game, I believe it's pretty safe to say that the Cavaliers have this game well under wraps. So, assuming the Cavaliers hold on to take the victory in this ball game, they're going to face Mount View tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. That ball will go fair. So Adkins gets herself another single. So she'll be 3 for 3 on the day. And, of course, Adkins will do what her other teammates have, which is lead early, so that way she'll be out. But they will face Mount View tomorrow. And if the Cavaliers are able to win and survive, they will also play. The Cavaliers will also play Mount View on Saturday as well. I received word that the Cavaliers will play back-to-back-to-back games. So they play this evening, they will play tomorrow, Friday, and they will also play on Saturday as well. So, and first base umpire David Austin calls her out, as Adkins, once again, like her teammates have, left the base early. And so this will be the top of the fifth inning. Highlanders need at least 12 runs to be able to continue this ball game. You can see the aerial coverage right there. Beautiful, beautiful drone shot up above center field, right behind the trees. So Emma Edens will stay out there, and she'll be the one, as long as plans go according to what West wants them. Edens will be the pitcher for the Cavaliers to finish out this ball game. But so far, the way the playoffs go for the Cavaliers and in the Region 3, the way things have gone. So, to my knowledge, Greater Beckley has already lost both of their games, and they are eliminated in the postseason. So, this is with being said that Greater Beckley is already eliminated. Looking at the bracket right now, let me get it pulled up right here in front of me real fast. All right, so with the information here in front of me, okay, there's the screenshot I was looking for. So the seeding is Sherman is the 1 seed, Meadowbridge is the 8, Richwood 4, Montcalm 5. These are the only seeds, though, that we're worried about or concerned about here in Region 3 is 3 seed Mountain View, 6 seed Greater Beckley, 2 seed Greenbrier West, and then 7 seed Webster County. So Greater Beckley, the 6th seed, to my knowledge, has already been eliminated. I believe that they were defeated by Webster County in that second elimination game. As 1 strike now on the batter. So West, that one's straight to Emma Edens to retire the first batter of the inning. So Mount View so far out of the bracket between Mount View, Greater Beckley West, and Webster. Mount View is the only team without a loss. So that means they still have to have 2 losses in order for them to be eliminated. So as long as Greenbrier West wins, holds on to win this game, West already has a loss in yesterday's game against Mount View. So West has to take 3 games in a row. They've already got the game pretty much underhand with Webster County this evening, but they will have to have a victory tomorrow evening and also Saturday as well. The good news for West is that both games for Greenbrier West will be played here at Cavalier Field. So expect all games to be played here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. So we're going to have a really good playoff push here in regionals for West, as the Lady Knights and Cavaliers are going to battle it out in good sportsmanship here for the Highlanders, as they're just going to go ahead and just swing at everything. and that's going to be ball one. They didn't swing at that one as it was way too far back out of the zone. Looks like their coach said just swing at anything close that you see. Out in front of that one for strike two, so Webster County already conceded the game as they are down to their final strike. So the Cavaliers, as long as there's not a home run hit, will go on to win this game 20-0 this evening against the Highlanders. Good job this evening by the pitching duo of Lake and Tolley and Emma Edens, as Edens will strike out the last runner, and that will do it. So the Cavaliers victorious here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. A monstrous third inning as they scored 17 runs there in the third. And so Webster County, that'll do it for their season. Right now in the bottom of the region, Greater Beckley eliminated. The 6 seed and the 7 seed, Webster County Highlanders, go down tonight. So tomorrow evening, the Greenbrier West Cavaliers, number 2 seed, will face the Lady Knights from Mount View once again. And you might as well call it a best out of 3 series for the team. So game 1, Mount View took it against the Cavaliers as they defeated the Cavaliers right here at Cavalier Field. So they lead the series 1-0. So they're going to need they're going to need just 1 win in 2 games against the Cavaliers. But they got home field advantage, so we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching this edition of the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. My name is Matthew Thomas, Joe Sharp over there on the camera, and Harry Vance producing. Thank you guys so much for watching this evening. God bless, and we'll see if we can get any player interviews for you guys out recorded. We've also got a interview with assistant coach Tony Hinkle coming out for you guys on the Greenbrier Valley channel. So stay tuned for that. Drop a follow over on Facebook, and we will see you guys tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Good night, everyone.
R.T. Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating. And we also have Rinnai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks, along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.